Hi, I'm Mike Bogden.
And Craig Neville.
And this is the Island Park Weekly Weather Report for
June the 4th, 2025, and of course the 6 days thereafter.
That's right, and we're coming to you from
the middle of the ice fly hatch.
Yeah, we're over at Henry's Lake over at the state park on the South Shore. And we thought we'd come over and look at the water because it's that time where it's going to be water time pretty soon.
That's right, because it turned out to be a little bit nicer on this last Monday and Tuesday. Not near as cold and not near as rainy as we originally forecast.
Yeah, it's still a little chilly though.
Which is all right. Well, yeah, because I got my heavier coat back on again. So
it's not 80. It's 60. But
no, it's in the mid 60s.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so let's talk about the weather, Craig.
All right. So we'll start out with the high 60s for Wednesday.
Yep.
And it looks like it's going to be more sunshiny than not. Of course, there'll be a few clouds floating through.
That's true. But we have good news for you. We have a warming trend.
We've got a warming trend and then a cooling trend.
Well, not too much of a cooling trend, not like we had.
Well, no. But it is going to do the warming up through the weekend, and then it looks like it's going to cool down a little bit for the beginning of next week.
Yeah, like this again. Yeah.
Yep.
What is this anyway?
It's like the waves.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was very good. You're going to take up hula dancing. You're working on your arm motions.
No, I'm going to get the arm motions perfected first, and then I'll work on the hip motions.
Yeah, you show up in a grass curtain and we're done.
Is that all I have to do to get out of this?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
Especially if you have the coconut top in, you're really in trouble.
Ooh, he's giving me some ideas, folks.
Yeah, just hide the ideas. Anyway, let's go back to the weather, Craig.
All right. So we got Wednesday taken care of. But Wednesday night, I think it's going to be a little bit more on the chilly side. Mike's phone updated and said it's not going to be as chilly, but my phone is still saying in the very low 30s for Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah,
night.
I think it's going to be high 30s, and then we're going to just go up from there. So we're definitely nighttime temperatures are going to warm up pretty drastically at the same time. So
yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen until after Thursday. So
yeah, we got Wednesday. Thursday is going to be in the
mid 70s for Thursday.
Yeah. Low to mid 30s. Thursdays for low to mid
30s,
70s.
Low to mid 70s.
Thursday. And then Friday it should be
mid to high 70s. And we'll hold that for Saturday and for Sunday.
And then Monday and Tuesday we're looking at maybe 80s.
And that's not what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing that's when that little cool down is gonna come in, and I think we're gonna cool back down to the high 60s, maybe the low 70s.
Let me check.
You go ahead and take a look.
I'll take it. I'm not sure about that. Let me check my notes. Okay.
All right.
Monday and Tuesday, 81.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to get that warm, but I'll hope it does.
Yeah,
so.
It looks like it's going to actually keep warming, so I don't think we got the dip.
Yeah, no, I think we're just going to be in the mid to high 70s.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's 81, high 70s. I mean,
yeah.
But it's not going to get cold.
No. Summer is basically here.
Yes, it is. And nighttime temperatures during this whole time.
So for the weekend, they're going to warm up. They'll warm up into the low to mid 40s for the overnight lows.
Yeah.
Maybe even a high 40. And Mike is even thinking a low 50.
I'm thinking maybe a couple low 50s.
I think he's getting too warm too fast.
Yeah, well, that's
I didn't say too hot too fast. I said too warm too fast.
That's what Sherry said. Anyway. So, but it is going to definitely warm up, be more mild at night coming up for the rest of the week. So as time goes on, it's going to get nice.
So it's time to start taking a look out in those yards and start figuring out what you need to start getting accomplished while the summer's here.
For those of us that haven't been doing it already.
Right.
Yeah, did you realize that the longest day of the year is this month?
It is.
Then we're on the downhill slide to winter.
No, la.
Yeah.
But yes, he's right. The summer solstice comes up here in another about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's 22nd, something like that.
Yeah, right around in there.
Yeah.
We'll remind you of that on one of the other forecasts coming out.
Yeah, we will remind you.
But for now, the days are going to be getting longer and longer.
Yes, they are.
You got more time to go out and get yard work done if you're not stuck at work.
Or go sightseeing or whatever you're doing if you're on vacation.
Right.
Because if you're on vacation, you don't want
That's
to be
right.
doing yard
People do take vacation this time of year, don't
Yeah,
they?
we got a lot of them coming in, so it's going to be really crowded.
Hey, if I don't get you, it doesn't exist in my world.
Yeah. Except for when they show up as customers.
Yeah, and I don't even realize most of the time that they're on vacation. I just figure they're doing other stuff. So. But he's right, yes.
Yeah.
So it's time. Oh, that was a nice fly right in the eye.
Okay, so now the one thing you'll notice, if you can see them, is there's all kinds of little swarmy things around. A lot of them are ice flies, which don't bite, but they do go in your eyes and ears
and up
stuff.
the nose.
Yeah. So there's little clouds of those over here on the lake. There's also lots of skeeters.
Little clouds? No, I'm going to call them big clouds.
Anyway, there's also lots of skeeters right now too.
There are.
So don't forget your
skeeter pellet.
Don't forget to get that, and make sure you put it on when your kids, because you don't want them to carry your kid off.
Yeah, no. And up here they could.
They could pick them up and just carry them. Oh, what happened to little Johnny? Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. Too late.
Yeah. Anyway, also this week is the rendezvous at the south end of Caldera. So if you're coming up Ashton Hill, you'll see the signs. But run over and check that out this week. That should be fun. So go get your mountain man on.
Well, how come we're not there?
Because it starts tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Does it run for a week or two, or is it just a week?
Just until the weekend.
So we're going to miss it. Okay.
No, I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to go down and check it out.
Oh.
We'll miss it as a weather report.
No.
I know. Sorry.
Oh.
We'll do the one over West Coast.
Are you going to go tomorrow then?
Yeah. Well, sometime. Yeah. You want to go?
I might.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If I get done digging.
Okay.
Yeah. If I get my trenching done.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Anyway, with that, just enjoy yourself, be safe, be careful, but
yes.
be.
And it's time to start coming up and enjoying this wonderful summer weather that we got.
Yeah, it looks
coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up. It looks like it's here to stay. So
now, with that, you need to understand that there is always a chance of some afternoon, evening thunderstorms that could magically appear and then magically disappear.
Yeah, and there are going to be intermittent thunderstorms up here.
I think best chances of those right now will be Thursday and then maybe Monday and more probably Tuesday.
Yeah,
the end of this forecast.
But like I said, they come and go, and the thing is, they don't even cover all the caldera.
No.
Because the North Shore usually gets more rain than we do over at Max Inn or over where you live.
And that's what you were saying just a little bit ago. You were over on the north side of Henry's Lake.
Oh, and they had
it was raining like the dickens.
Yeah, no, as soon as they got halfway down to Robbins or to Sand Patch. Yeah. Then all of a sudden there was no water. So it kind of comes and goes. But it seems like the corridor here in North Shore of the lake tends to get more than
right. So if you're out on the water, just somebody keep your eyes up above, and if you see some darker clouds coming in, then make your considerations and plans accordingly.
Exactly. And then one more thing for people that are coming to the lake. If you're going to go out on a small craft in the lake, be aware that if the wind comes up, this lake is ferocious.
It can.
And it'll dump your boat. So make sure it's calm if you're going to take a small craft out here, because it gets really rugged real fast. And also, if you're around the edges and your kids want to go swimming in the water, if it's rough, just no.
Okay.
Just don't take any chances. Be careful. We don't want to have to fish somebody out.
No.
Anyway, with that, we just want to wish everybody a real fine week.
Yes.
Be joyful. Be happy.
Sure.
Because from Island Park, this is Mike Bogden
and Craig Neville.
Be safe. Be careful. Love you guys. See you. Bye.
Bye.